The Prince and Princess of Wales have been criticised for travelling to attend the Rugby World Cup after snubbing the Lionesses World Cup final. Kate is patron of the Rugby Football Union and William is the patron of the Welsh Rugby Union. So they're going to be supporting England and Wales at the matches, funny enough, this weekend, which are taking place in France. The heir to the throne is also president of the Football Association, responsible for promoting the game nationally and internationally. He was slammed for skipping England's match against Spain in Australia last month, even though it was the first time that England had reached a World Cup final since 1966. Instead, he sent a message on social media.
Lionesses, we want to send you a huge good luck for tomorrow. We're sorry we can't be there in person, but we're so proud of everything you've achieved and the millions you've inspired here and around the world. So go out there tomorrow and really enjoy yourselves.
Good luck, Lionesses.
Yes, we're so sorry that we couldn't attend because we were on holiday and don't want to interrupt our little holidays, do we? I think, look, there's a problem here. If you are going to accept all those roles, which he and Kate are inevitably going to have to do, the role patronage and various other things, I think it actually is a massive, to coin a phrase, own goal, particularly with the World Cup final, partly because it was the first time that women had reached the finals, partly because that is the game that needs support. The Rugby Football Union, frankly, doesn't need the support. It's really popular anyway. If they turn up, then great, it's nice, jolly, boondoggle, whatever you want to call it. But more importantly, I think, for the monarchy, is that they've got to get popularity, and they have to get popularity for things that are going to get people on their sides, and in particular, they need to make sure, I would have thought, that Australia stays on side. The Australians aren't going to be impressed.
It'd be worse for them to go to Australia and be saying, look, we're here because we're in charge of you guys still. Australia don't want them. I think what we're all missing the point here is that women's football, you can say it's the World Cup. It wasn't. It's the Women's World Cup. Generally, sporting people like myself don't care about it.
Okay.
And William, no, but this is the fact. And neither really is William. Maybe in 20 years, when the Women's World Cup level is much higher, there'll be a reason for people to go.
Yeah, but that's why it needs to. What you've said there is exactly the reason that he needs to show the sport.
Exactly.
If he is going to be chair of the association that wants to take it from where you're not interested to being interested.
He's actually chair of the men's FA, but fine.
This is the thing, is that the Women's World Cup did actually need that support from him. But the fact of the matter is that for a royal, the family, all five of them, or just him, to go anywhere takes a lot of security and it takes a lot of organisation. Now, with this rugby thing, that's probably been in the diary for a long time. They've got the security, the travel, how much money it's going to cost
and it's
in
nearer.
place. And yeah, it's closer. Australia's a whole 24 hours away, and there's costs and organisation associated with that. And frankly, they should have planned for it, didn't plan for it, and so he didn't go. They didn't organise it in time. They couldn't be bothered, essentially. And I think it's really poor form, actually, that he didn't go. He sent that video from his back garden on his garden bench and then is going to the rugby instead. That was organised. This wasn't. I
think it was... Actually, I think you've probably hit the... I think they said to him, you know, Your Royal Highness, here's your diary for this month. Women's World Cup. And he just went, what do I want to go and see that for?
Exactly.
And then you got the rugby. Oh, fantastic. I'll have some of that.
Which is
I think you just wanted to go.
That's the problem.
Exactly.
The Rugby World Cup doesn't actually need his support. If you have a look at what the role of an ambassador is... Yeah, if you look at what the role of a patron is or an ambassador is, it's not to go to all the big jollies and you know...
Kind of is.
You know, well, it is.
Kind of is, yeah.
Yeah,
but you also should support the underdogs in the industry.
But he's not going to the under-18s. He's not going to the under-18s World Cup either, or the under-15s, which actually gets a bigger audience and more support than the women's.
There should be more ambassadors out there.
You're right. People are actually going to... They beat the women's England team.
Listen,
you're right.
It's not about the women's game being rubbish. It's a different game.
It is about that. It's about it not being interesting.
No, I think we need to accept that women's football, men's football is different. You don't like women's football, that's fine, but it doesn't mean...
Because it's not interesting.
It's not interesting. It's not interesting to you, JJ.
Ask any football critic.
No, it's not
interesting to you. There are a lot of people...
His daughter, Charlotte, is a huge fan of women's football.
Is she a football critic? She's a kid. I'm saying that's the proper critic.
Yeah, but this is actually the point.
No.
Even though I dislike football as a general game, and
I thought he was going to say you.
That's exactly what
I generally find that the way that football supporters behave, the way that the game is played, all of this stuff. But sometimes I will watch, and I totally understand why you might look at it and say it's not interesting. However, to many young girls, it is.
Exactly,
And if you are having a look at the job of a patron, then it is their job to take it there. Now,
No,
if he doesn't
that's
believe
one
that...
small part of it, mate.
No.
You can keep repeating it. It doesn't make it true.
Huge part of it.
I'm also a patron of a charity. It's not my job to making sure that kids are interested. That's down to grassroots. That's down to the FA to get kids playing sport. That's not the role of William. William is there to promote the sport globally and mostly to promote our England teams. That's his job.
Exactly. And he didn't do it.
Which he did with the men's
Women's
team.
World Cup team are one of our England teams.
Cry me a river. Cry me a river.
Isn't it true that you once had trials for Birmingham ladies?
That's correct.
And it didn't work out.
He wasn't even good enough for them.
Exactly.
We know
They're really bad.
We know where this is.